How about a good old South Texas bowl of red? No, I'm not talking about chili. I'm talking about the other delicious bowl of red, menudo. Menudo is a delicious and traditional Mexican soup that's enjoyed year-round, but it's especially popular at gatherings during the holiday season. On weekends, you can find this usually for breakfast at your favorite Mexican or Tex-Mex restaurants, and it goes especially well with a squeeze of lime, chopped serrano, and chopped onions, and of course, some fresh corn tortillas. It's also believed that it's the best hangover cure in the world, so the next time you have a hangover, well, now you know what to do. I'm gonna show you exactly how my mom and I like to make our menudo. It has a few main ingredients. It's panza, called tripes in English. One big pro tip here is that you need to be sure to cook it for the appropriate length of time, usually 4 to 6 hours minimum, on a low to medium simmer until that meat is very tender. Some people cook it overnight in a roaster, and that's okay too. Now let's get fired up and make us a big bowl of Tex-Mex red. The other red. Giddy up, pony. Let's go. What are we gonna make, Mama? Menudo! We have 7.5 pounds of menudo here. We're also gonna add 2 pieces of pork feet. This adds another little element of flavor. Mom and I like a little bit in there, so we're just gonna use a little bit. This is how the menudo comes. This is the stomach lining, and this is the honeycomb part. You see how it's all honeycomb-like? That's why this is called honeycomb menudo. The other menudo really looks like this on both sides. All right, put the pig feet in there for pork flavor. All right, we're gonna start boiling this. So we're gonna kind of break this down into smaller, a little bit more manageable pieces as well. Basically, we start with this. Some people like to cut big pieces like this.
We don't.
Pretty big, that's a mouthful practically. We like them smaller.
This is the size that I like.
All right, cool. We're gonna cut them smaller. Yes, ma'am. I think we're gonna have a couple of different sizes in there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it has a lot of fat, and I had noticed this right now. There's a big chunk of fat here.
Yeah. Not all of it, because, I mean, you need that flavor, but some of it anyway.
And there you have it, my friends. 7.5 pounds of menudo cut into bite-sized pieces. We're gonna let it simmer for about 3.5 to 4 hours before we check it, nice and slow. In the meantime, we're gonna show you how to make the sauce that goes into the menudo.
We still have to rinse it.
Oh, okay. Make sure you rinse it first, and then we're gonna put it in the pot. Sorry, Mom. I'm getting ahead of myself. How much water, or why do you add more water, Mom?
Just so you can have enough water over the meat, so it can, when it starts boiling, that should help it to, cook the whole thing.
All right, let's boil us some menudo. Once it starts to boil, we're gonna bring it right back down to the simmer.
Our dinner.
All right, friends, we're gonna use about 7 cloves of garlic.
And we're gonna use 15 guajillo chiles.
And we're gonna use 1 whole sweet onion right there.
We have to take all the seeds out of the chilies here. You get them all out. You get the membranes out also. We rinse them before we boil them. After you boil them, we're gonna put everything in the blender and blend it, and then we have to strain it.
Generally, we make a little extra just in case, but you're gonna add about half of it, let it cook a little while, taste it, and then you're gonna decide if it needs more or not. All right, now we also have 3 chile de árbol. We wanna put a little bit of heat in there, but this is an option. You don't have to put any heat in there at all. In my house, we like a little bite.
Make sure not to touch your eyes when you're doing this.
Is that chile hot?
Not that hot, but it's a little bit.
Just enough to irritate you?
Yes,
Like I always say, ain't no right way, ain't no wrong way. The other way to make easier menudo, is just powder. My mom's done it a lot of times.
My way.
You like to make menudo with powder?
With powder.
All right, friends. Mom says that we have to rinse the chiles. You don't have to rinse the garlics, but I already had them in there, so not gonna hurt anything. We're gonna put all these in here. All we need is the onions. All right. Mom said we can throw them in there just like that. Let's put a tablespoon of salt, more or less. She said more or less, so I'm not measuring. This is coarse kosher salt, by the way. So that's probably gonna take a good 15-20 minutes to get nice and hot and boiled and soften up the chilies. All right, friends, the menudo's going. You see, look at all that pretty steam. We have a nice little simmer, not a super rolling boil, just a simmer. Actually, we're simmering a little bit better than that. And our chili sauce ingredients are ready to go to the blender, so that's our next step. Fixing to happen right now. Put it in there, Mama. We're gonna add some of this liquid in here. You say when, Mom?
Okay.
All right, let's go. All right, let's take a look at it, Mom, see what you think. Oh, Wow, I smelled it right away. It smelled great. You want to taste? Ooh, that's good. Wow. What does it need? ¿Qué le falta?
Nada.
I think it's good, right? It's a little too thick to go through the strainer, so we're gonna add a little more water. So there's usually some pepper flakes in here. That's the reason that we're gonna strain it. So let's do that right now. All right, let's strain this stuff here. That looks like a tedious process. Does that take a little bit of effort?
Yes, it does. We need patience for this.
If it was more liquidy, you don't think it would strain quicker? Maybe?
Maybe.
Friends, my mom has finished straining all the chili sauce. It does make a difference. I'm gonna pour some into this cup here so y'all can see how nice and pretty it is. There's 2 cups of it right there. Man, beautiful red sauce. It tastes good already with that little hint of salt, and we have not added salt to the menudo pot because we added some in here. Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere close to enough, but like I always say, salt is to taste. We all have different salt preferences. So we're gonna add these 2 cups to the menudo. I still have about another 1.5 cups left over here. We're gonna put these 2 cups into the menudo while it's cooking. It's about halfway cooked right now. Let's see what it looks like, Mom. How's it look, Mom?
Looks okay, but it still needs like another hour or 2.
Pretty firm?
Yeah, very firm still. Beautiful color.
Yeah, the color's really, really nice, sir.
A teaspoon of oregano.
Only 1?
Only 1. I don't want it to overpower it. But we can put 2 teaspoons of cumin.
All right, now we're gonna add how much salt, Mom?
1 tablespoon, I think, is gonna be enough for now. If later on, by the time it's done, if we need some more, we'll just have to put some more.
Add a tablespoon now is what we're doing, and we're gonna taste it in about another hour and see if that's enough. All right, folks, put the lid on, Mom, and we'll be back. All right, friends, our menudo is pretty much done. We added a little bit more salt, pepper, and garlic from the OG we have here. We added all the rest of the chili sauce that we had here on the side. It took all of it to give it the flavor that we were looking for. Final ingredient in our house is hominy. I know a lot of regions where they make menudo, and some restaurants don't put it in their menudo, but we like it in our house. Now, the hominy is already cooked, but one of the things is that you gotta let it cook in there for a while, because if you just dump it in and then put it in your bowl, it doesn't taste the same. The hominy has to absorb some of that moisture, some of that juice from the menudo pot. And that makes it really, really good. And then once it absorbs some of that moisture, then the flavor of the hominy also flavors the menudo. So you got a win-win situation there. All right, I'm gonna use one of these spoons with a hole to transfer it over to this little big cup here. And one of the things you want to be careful with is you don't want all this liquid in your menudo. So take your time and let the water drain. Mom wanted to put the whole can in there. I think it's a little too much. Sometimes there are differences between these 2 regions right here.
Yeah, because some people don't like to eat the pancitas. They just like the pozole.
I think in many cases, some people had a bad experience because the menudo was not cooked all the way. And when you don't cook that meat all the way through, it is tough as shoe leather. So you've got to give it time. You got to let it cook till it's super soft, almost melt in your mouth tender. Then you add the hominy, give it another 35, 40 minutes. Then you're golden, man. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the menudo. I'll let Mama do the honors. Go ahead, Mom. We've got our hominy in there. It's about half. We're gonna give it a stir in about 15, 20 minutes. Kind of try to read and see if it needs more hominy or not. Mom, menudo for dinner?
Yeah.
Yes. Friends, we are done with our menudo. It took a total of about 5.5 hours. That's including the hominy. This dude is super, super ready. We're gonna pour us a bowl. She's supposed to be the menudo connoisseur, so.
I tell you how to do it and you do it your way.
She's right, you know.
Since he's the bigger man, he needs a bigger bowl.
That's right, baby. That's right.
It looks beautiful.
Really well done. The meat's super soft. Now, some people like a lot of onions. I think Mom does. I like a little squeeze of lime in mine. And I'm gonna drop a little bit of cilantro. A lot of people do not like cilantro at all. And of course, this is my homemade green salsa. This is just straight jalapenos and serrano peppers. Another very traditional thing that we normally do in my house, if I didn't have the salsa, I would have chopped up a bunch of serrano peppers really small and dropped those in there. But since I have the salsa and it's basically the same flavor, I'm just gonna run with that. Let's go, Mom. That's what we got here.
You learned good.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That is really, really good. In Spanish, we have a saying, ese revive muertos. That's so good, it'll raise the dead. I ain't kidding, man. It's amazing. On a cool winter day, this will keep you warm, man. I guarantee you that. This is also considered the #1 hangover food for us Mexicans. When people get a hangover, they usually get up and go buy some menudo.
Yes.
This is so good. This is so incredibly good. Man.
You were right. There was enough hominy for that pot of menudo.
For that, just the right amount.
It was good.
All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a really good time making this for you. It's been a pretty good while that I have not made menudo. I'm glad Mom was here to help me cook this. We did it together, and I hope you get some value out of it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try this menudo. If you do, tag me and let me know what you think about it. Remember to like, comment, and share this with your family and friends. If you're interested in some of the APC Wow Rub or the OG Rub over here, which is salt, pepper, and garlic, nothing else, get you some at pitmaster.us. If you want to up your barbecue game, go to pitmasterclass.us. If you want some really good menudo, follow mine and Mom's recipe. All right, folks, keep the smoke light, make it work, and bam! And another one. Wow. Now we're going to go wow. Wow! Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
This is so good. It turned out amazing. Mom, do you like the patas in the menudo?
Of course. Like, that makes it taste better.
She didn't say it like she said earlier. She goes, I love the pork in the menudo. Not working, babe. I always like to do the onion last, and I'm sure you know why, right? Because it's going to make us cry like babies.
Maybe we should show them how to make asado de puerco.
We already did.
Oh, we did? When?
About 6 months ago.
Oh, that's right. Well, you know.
You actually made it outside.
That's true. I'm thinking I love it. I'm thinking like un asado.